Well, good morning, happy Thursday, and welcome to day 4 in our reading plan through John's Gospel. Each day this week, we've asked that you read the Prologue. It's just a poem, 18 short verses that John gives us to anticipate all that's coming in the rest of his Gospel. And our hope is that by reading this passage each day, is that you get new color or new things catch your eye, and you get curious about what he's talking about. So today, I want to focus our eyes on verse 12. John's gone from talking about Jesus being the light. He hasn't named Jesus yet, but this word was the light, and the light was the life of all. The life was the light of all men. And he says he's born into the world, but people didn't recognize him. Many people rejected him, didn't recognize him, but to those who did believe in him, to those who follow, to those who trust in this word, he gave the right to be children of God. Children born not of natural descent, nor of human decision or of a husband's will, but born of God. So what does it mean that when we put our hope in Jesus, we become children of God? There's something so beautiful and comforting and secure about being a son or a daughter of God. But I want to flip that image, because this is what's more thought-provoking for me, is that God is actually my parent. So that when I choose to follow Jesus, the invitation as his daughter is that he is my father. And God's desire is not just to love and comfort and hold me in his arms, but to actually reparent things in my life to become the way of the family of God in the world. All of us, no matter what family we're born into, inherited and were taught ideas about how the world works, about what it looks like to solve conflict in our families, about what success looks like, about what money is for. We all were taught these things in our families and environments. And when we follow Jesus, we become his children, and he desires to reparent us, to change the way we think about these things, to change our behavior. And I find this tension, it's both incredibly comforting but incredibly challenging, because I am a parent. And there are things I'm trying to form in my little children, give them the right ideas and the right tools for life. We'll see this later in Jesus' encounter with Nicodemus, where he tells Nicodemus, you have to be born again. In the prelude, it's just a teaser of that conversation. That means we are reparented in all kinds of ways. I don't know how you were brought up, but there is not one way that Jesus doesn't want to transform us. So my question for you this morning is, actually it's more a prompt. Would you take a moment, something to write with and something to write on, and just write down, I am a son of God, or I am a daughter of God, and sit with it. Sit in the quiet. What does that do to you? How do you respond knowing that that is the truest thing about you when you put your faith in Jesus? And then ask the question as a prayer, Lord, what do you want to reparent in me? And see what you hear. I'm sure you won't hear an audible voice, but you may have a sense or a nudge of what in your life God desires to reparent to become more like the one and only true Son, Jesus.